Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live free picks for today's card. And today's show, we'll have picks right here from the NFL. Got a Thursday night game for you, college football as well, a couple from the NBA, and if hockey's up on the board as well. So, guys, make sure you hit that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps to build up our audience when you do that. And let's say hello to Sean and then get right to the picks as we don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Sean, what's going on? We woke up to some gambling news as well here in the NBA.
Yeah, well, I mean, poker related. I know that's whatever. I know people are going to come in here and yell, "Here comes the fixed and rigged and all this nonsense." Rozier arrested again. Listen, his crap looks terrible. You know, he looks like the guy in Blue Chips. There he is, looking at the clock again. He's throwing it to. Nobody's there. You know, he looks like that guy on Blue Chips. Who cares about the spread? It's when people make money. We won the game. Yeah, Rozier looks bad. And who's the other cat? Like the what's the guy from who was that? The Nuggets guy who was betting on
Toronto
player props on himself.
Yeah, I remember that exactly.
And here's the thing, and everybody's gonna be like, "See, it's rigged. It's you're always gonna have crap like that, right? You want your friends will be like, just do this, and we can make 10 grand.
It's the friends. It's the friends, right?
You know, what's the big deal, bro? No one's gonna know. No one's gonna know, bro. These people now, if you're with 8 guys at a pool, and you all bet the Nuggets tonight, they're gonna void your bet. Oh, you're a syndicate. I mean, that's what they said. That was the big talk. I don't know. You were in BetBest. They were talking about that. How now if you're a group of people betting one game, all hanging out, hey, it's a bachelor party. We're all hanging out. Let's all do this crazy parlay together. Oh, you're some kind of group. We're gonna void you and kick you out.
Yeah, and they're trying to break up these syndicates. These betting. Speaking of syndicates, let's say hello, Jorge, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Dude, yeah, but it's too sophisticated these days. They'll go into your phone, they'll go into your emails once, and they'll see if there's any other little branches out there. So they tried to do that. To your point, they tried to do that with Rozier, and I think the dude really got hurt. So if there was one, the fact that he got hurt, the NBA couldn't prove it. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but he couldn't prove it at that point, right? So you're going, oh crap! I mean, what do you do? And then, Chauncey Billups, beyond stupid. That is just beyond knucklehead stupid. But, dude, we have illegal poker games in Vegas.
Yeah.
People don't want to go to the casino. They don't. And, Sean, in your neck of the woods, Tony, I don't know, California has tons
big time
that are sub-actors in the backgrounds and stuff. And they said, oh, I just love the live games out here. It's so much better than Vegas. And then they stay getting whatever roles they can get.
Yeah.
So that is really just beyond stupidity, man. That's what they call that, Chauncey Billups. And that's a damn shame because he was doing such a great job.
Yeah, that's a shame there. No doubt about that. Yeah, it's just the poker out here is wild with the home games.
Yeah,
free massages, free booze, free food, and then they mark the chip tips. And I don't know how. Again, the ones they
I don't know. You got a lot of detail, Tony. That's a whole lot of detail.
Oh well, that's how they get around the rake. Is they mark the $5 chips as tip chips, and you're not required to do it. But if you don't tip, then you're not welcome. You're not invited back. That's how they get away there. But where they get in trouble is with the credit. That's where they offer credit to guys. That's where they get in trouble. Is they give out. Guys get buried. They want to give them credit and they can't collect, and then it gets nasty after that. So.
There's no baseball players involved either. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, no, that's right.
If Chauncey had an interpreter, he'd be fine.
Well, somebody to go to jail for him, right?
Well, you need that. Like the Cleveland Indian guys. Like, how don't they have interpreters to throw under the bus?
Well, who was that former NBA guy they busted out here in California? He had a poker game going. What's his name?
That was a while ago, but I can almost.
His son got hit in a car and was in a coma at USC. Man, what's his name?
Oh yeah, what was that?
Oh, he
ran into a tree.
He ran into a tree.
Truck or whatever.
Yeah, he's involved in a massive lawsuit with him. He had ran an illegal poker game. Remember Gilbert Arenas. There you go. Thanks.
Yes. Again, another dude. He said he had a pretty good interview recently. It wasn't too bad. He actually admitted he had too much money and it was too much for him. And it was just all overwhelming. I gotta give him a little respect for that. I'll give respect to anybody that comes clean. You know what I mean? And he admitted it. He did some dumb stuff too. He obviously needed some help. If you go back and look over it, he was never a career criminal. He was never anybody that was vicious or nothing. He couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and Arenas here, I guess he had a connection with somebody from the Israel mob or something. I think that was a connection there with he had some mob ties. But I got to give that old lady just some cojones, man, to go up on the news and next door neighbor and admit she ratted him out. I mean, that was, to me, I couldn't believe that old lady. She was out there talking to the reporter, explaining everything that was going on, and admitted to calling her to turning them in. That lady, man, I don't know. That may not have been a smart move. There we go. All right, let's get to the games for tonight. Thursday night football. Chargers tickets are cheap, by the way. If you want to go to the game, I think they start at $30, by the way.
$30.
Yeah, 30 for a nosebleed. I was thinking of going tonight because I got some free time. So the Chargers and the Vikings here. We're seeing 3.5 and 3s in the market right now. Chargers favorite. Total sits here 44.5. From my understanding, I think McCarthy's maybe healthy to play, but they want to go with Wentz. That's kind of what I'm interpreting here when reading some of the news here on this game regarding quarterbacks here for Minnesota. So we start here with Sean.
This is a 2.5. Now it's up to 3.5. What is it? Is it the Chargers? I couldn't believe it opened at 2.5. They're not even a home field better. I know they don't have home field because no one comes to watch them. I don't understand this game. I really don't. I like the under. I didn't play it. I want to pull the trigger on the under based on the Chargers line problems, and I don't think Minnesota's a good team. Even last week, I think the defense is solid for Minnesota. I don't care who's quarterbacking. It's not good. I mean, Wentz is way, way past being a good quarterback. He had a fluke game versus who? Cincinnati dropping 40-something on them. What's he done since? And McCarthy's I don't know what Tom McCarthy is. He looks like garbage since he's been out there. Since he
looks like a rookie.
Yeah. This line's getting bet up. It makes sense to me. Chargers, the way they played, bad, but better quarterback. You got Allen. You got Johnston. I mean, I'd look at those two cats for like an anytime tutty or something. I have not done anything on this game. Again, like the under. Haven't pulled the trigger on it, but and I got to bet it because it's a Thursday night game. I'm not – that's not what I do. Oh, got to bet the game today. So, all right, keep doing that. Wake up tomorrow and go to work. You're hiding in a bathroom watching a YouTube video because you want to bet every day of the week. You don't got to do it.
You can find better things to do if you're hiding in the bathroom. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Go there.
Wash your hands.
That's right. Move on right over to
Jorge. I'm going to jump over to the other side on the total on this, only for one reason. Their defenses haven't played up to par from last year. And here's a big problem that we have after 4 games in the season. Everyone has power ratings. Everyone wants to do something. You don't know anything in the NFL until after 4 weeks. Give them 2 games on the road, 2 games at home. Look at the NFC, is it East or Central, where the Steelers are in the Steelers division. Sorry, I haven't had my coffee yet. That was supposed to be the big division that was going to be competitive and everyone was going to be strong. Cincinnati, and of course the Ravens, and the Steelers were. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be any good? And they're sitting at the top of the division, so who knows, right? And it doesn't mean anything. But I'll tell you what is the reason I'm going to probably go with the over in this game is the injuries this year in the NFL are astronomical, guys. I mean, you used to have a key player go out here. There may be like 2 or 3 a week, but it's just insane. And I don't know if it's because of the preseason schedule. I don't know it's what's training these guys. I don't know if they're all being a bunch of wusses with their load management and it's gotten to these trainers' heads. Something's happened. There's a dynamic there with injuries that is absolutely crazy. Chargers in Minnesota last year. Dude, one of the 2 funnest defenses to watch. I mean, they're great to watch, and they're horrible. Right now, they can't stop anybody. I can't see anything else but a shootout here. I agree mostly with what Sean said, but I think Wentz is okay. I think he's a good game manager, and the reason I like the over is he beat up on a crappy Cincinnati defense, and right now, Chargers can't stop anybody. So it ain't a huge play, don't get me wrong, but I'm just going by the disappointments I see in them, all the injuries. Mr. West, injuries from every sport. But yes, there's something. I don't know what the deal is.
I'm with you on the NFL, though. Jorge, with you got rid of like July practices, right? There's no more
Nor
real
Patty.
practice. You got rid of preseason games, like basically making them okay. They play scrimmage or whatever they do, and they play a team that week. They have inter practices. That's not the same when you're out there going full bore in June and July.
And these guys are bigger, stronger, and faster.
You know? I think the biggest focus for NFL and injury is concussion because it costs them money. Other than that, they don't really worry too much about
they've cut back on that because of the rule changes in the helmets, right?
Yeah.
So, but now it's everything else. So if you're a quarterback and you make a roster in the NFL, like everyone's wants to make it a big social media point about, Sanders. Look, Sanders will always get the opportunity. And, him and his dad played their cards wrong with the media and billion-dollar owners. I mean, no one does that in no leagues. And there was only one Dion who could walk in the Yankee dugout when he first got there. People don't know this story. This is absolutely the truth. Mattingly sitting there. Sean might know the story. Mattingly sitting there. Deion Sanders walked in with a gold chain to his damn belly button with no shirt on and walked in and said, "Give me a bat." Only one guy's ever going to be able to do that, right? And he ended up hitting a home run and scoring a touchdown in the same week. So he backed it up. So that was their problem. But long story short, a quarterback. And these days, if you make the practice squad, you got to try to start in the game.
Yeah,
they get hit so much, man. So
look at Spencer Rattler. He hit the lottery, right? He got lucky with injuries and retirements, and all of a sudden you're a starting quarterback, right?
Yeah.
That happens. Look at Purdy.
Matt Jones. I mean, Matt Jones is over there. Obviously, he's like following Baker Mayfield's trails. Yeah. Not that he didn't go quite down as far as Mayfield did. He got that 1 week contract with the Rams. He won the game and got him going, but he lost his starting job. Now he's obviously not going to stay there in San Francisco. But I hope he goes to the Steelers. Steelers can take him. He's young. Yeah. They're talking about who's the next Steelers quarterback. Take Mac Jones. Give him the money. He's obviously proved he can win some games.
The coaching changes there. We'll see how that works, right? We saw that with Darnold and company. We'll see how Flacco does now that he has playmakers around him. When I looked at this game, I'm going to take the key number here. We went over a key. I'll take Minnesota plus the 3.5 for this reason. Look at the playmakers here: Jefferson, Addison, and Hawkinson. These guys are healthy here for Wentz. And also, again, Chargers defense hasn't looked good. They would be on a 4-game losing streak had they not beat Miami by 2 on the road. right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You win that. That was the wrong side. If you won that bet, you were on the wrong side.
Yeah, and then it would be a different discussion if they lost to Miami, right? We would be saying, well, I can only look at Minnesota, right? Issue with the Chargers has been their offensive line, right? Left tackle, right tackle, and the injury to the left tackle here in the preseason. And remember, this is only the second year here with Harbaugh. It's going to take some time to build up this team. Maybe they overachieved last year getting the playoffs. Maybe they're going to be a wild card team again. But there was a lot to fix on this Charger team. He did not have a really good roster when he came into the job. Got them to play, trying to pick up lines. But I think the injury to the bookend tackles is a key here. Now that it moved past the 3 to 3.5, I would only take the 3.5 there. And it's really, again, if this were on Sunday, I probably wouldn't bet it, to be honest with you. I would be on the injury would probably kept me off.
What does that tell you?
Yeah. It just tells you, you're going to, that's
tread lightly.
Yeah, tread lightly on the game here.
If anything, make it a half a unit money line bet.
Yeah, because it's a road team. It's a road team on a Thursday, right? You're going to back a road team on a Thursday.
But they're loaded.
Yeah.
Wentz or not, he's got 2 awesome receivers.
Yeah, and that's what I said. And Hawkinson had tight end.
Is not turn it over and hit over 60% of his passes.
And Herbert, unlike last year, Herbert's throwing a lot of picks. I think that game might have gotten hit that when they choked that big choke job against that Texans in the playoffs. That might have gotten his head.
The main thing we haven't brought up about the Chargers is both of the running backs are out.
Mm-hmm.
Hampton and Harris.
They
have no running game.
Oh, the backups.
Game. And so that means your offensive line's a little bit weak too, right?
Right.
It's not just the skill positions. So
they're going to practice squad for running backs as both of their backups are hurt also. There's only one healthy running back right now on the Chargers. That's another good point. Good point you brought up there.
That means
Kimini Vidal. Here's your running back for the Chargers. Kimini Vidal. That's your running back. Have you heard of him? Kimini?
The Vikings every year, under the current coach, and especially with Flores over there, are going to blitz the top 5% in the whole league. So they're going to come after him.
Yep. So and he didn't even play in the first 3 games of the year. So he's pressed into action because of all the injuries at running back. So you got tackles injuries, you got running back injuries, and both of their backups were hurt. I forgot to mention that. So there's only, so they're going to the practice squad here and also too, don't forget when your running backs are hurt, that means those guys are calling up for the practice squad. Those guys are going to be on special teams. So got to also consider that these guys that they pull in, usually it's the backup running backs. You see them a lot on special teams. So the Chargers are dealing with injuries here, guys. So I'll look at the 3.5. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show as we continue. And we'll look at college football here. Single game, two bad teams, but there's a line. South Alabama, Georgia State. South Alabama, who has not won a game against FBS competition, by the way. They're favored on the road by 6. This tells you how bad this game is. They're favored on the road by 6.5. Total of 55. That's why you need veterans on this panel to handicap games like this. How would a shot?
I mean, really, with 2 1-6 teams with win over FBSs, you'd have to lean to the dog, I guess, here, right? I mean, I know that South Florida's been a little more competitive and better teams. This is an underplay for me, right? This is just going to be a sluggish, run the ball, 2 teams. 56 points. I know when bad teams get together, you think over, but not. I'm saying no. This is to me. This is going to be like we saw the other night, one of the 17-10 games. Although we got a little overtime out of that game last night, but I could see ugliness in this one. This is just an under. 90% of the times I'd be like, all right, here comes badness. Someone's going to break out. I actually kind of like the dog a little bit in this one too. Like, I mean. 6.5. You got to be thinking again. I didn't play this game at all. Had Missouri State under last night. I lean on this one, but when you have 1-6 teams coming, Jorge, right? If you're the home dog, you got to think we got to be in this, even though we're the dog. We're home.
I'll tell you a tip: you're not going to get under these metrics. You're not going to get under these new stats. And this is taught by one of the old school guys who was a mentor to me through Jimmy Vaccaro back in the days. These crappy teams. When they play on a featured night, this is their Super Bowl. This is their championship. The national TV cameras are there. We've been watching it all year in the NFL games. You know what I mean? They're not the better team that won the game. And remember, that has nothing to do with the playoffs or anything. That's their big shot. They're fired up. The other team's 1-6 coming in. They're not the home team. But you know what? South Alabama's not going to play on any big teams anyway. But it's the home game for Georgia State. There's no way you can lay the points. I mean, they in these games. Now, granted, I'm going to be on the other side of the total. I was on the total with Sean last night, but just doing a little bit of research on this one. They could go over on this. Their defenses are really bad. One thing that South Alabama can do, they can run the ball. Georgia State gives up over 200 yards a game. The Panthers have a dual-threat quarterback who's actually pretty decent, and both defenses are really bad. Again, I don't even know if I'm going to post that yet, guys. But that on this kind of game, they're that bad. Do they have any offense? Can they move the ball? Are there going to be turnovers? Those kind of things can jack up that spread a little bit. Yesterday, New Mexico State wants to run the ball. Missouri State's actually not bad. Yeah. Those guys, they stay in games. They can play some D throughout the year. So, and I'm always happy to take the unders on these, but I don't know if I'm going to get to the under here in this one. I just think that both defenses are that bad. If there was one that could at least, get out of third downs and they could run the ball, move the chains, I'm always slightly leaning towards that under. But again, it's almost a pass, but I'd probably take the home dog.
Yeah, and I'm with Jorge too. I'll look at the home dog in this one. Just looking at conference numbers here, South Alabama has been inefficient here in the Sun Belt, and on defense, not stopping the run here over 5 yards a carry. Georgia State against the conference, at least throwing the football a little bit, 265 yards a game. And South Alabama has failed to cover 4 straight. I can only look at the dog in this one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show as we move our attention over to NBA. 2 games on the card, and we have 2 teams making their season debuts. Indiana and Denver, but they won't be playing each other. We will have a rematch of the NBA Finals here, OKC and Indiana here on Thursday night. Of course, Indiana took OKC to 7. Don't forget, they took them to 7 games, and I think the Pacers were about a $5 dog in that series, if I remember. OKC was a huge favorite in the NBA Finals last year. We got OKC going to be laying 7.5 on the road, total 232. A lot of injuries here for OKC here. We got Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Topic, Kendrick Williams, Jalen Williams here out here for OKC. Dort is questionable. So is Wallace there for OKC. So some rotational guys here could be missing here. Indiana, we know Halliburton is going to be out for the year. Then we got Jackson Jones and TJ McConnell out there. Denver and Golden State, your late game. Golden State going to lay 2, total 234. Here we got Denver with a clean injury report. No injuries reported by Denver. For Golden State, Melton, Moody, and Tuhey are out. We thought Moody might have come in. Well, nope, he's going to sit out. So no Melton, no Moody. Therefore, the Warriors may impact their depth. And we'll start here with Sean.
Give me the Pacers as a dog. I'll take the Pacers here. I mean, you still got Siakam and Nesmith and Nembhard. You know, it's not a terrible squad. Home opener. Well, we'll see how it goes. It didn't work out well for me when I said take the Lakers as a little home dog, but I think the Pacers are a little better here. Again, this is just based on the number and OKC their first game against Houston. I know they got the rings. Maybe they played down to a little bit of whatever and not hungover in game one. But let's be honest, they're projected to be the top team or the second best team here, right? In the league. Forget about winning everything. They're gonna, I think, as great as they were last year, ATS, more of the proverbial play with your food kind of team this year, right? And we're gonna win. Are they gonna win by 10 on the road against a playoff team? I don't know about that. Give me the Pacers at this price. And give me the Nuggets. I'm anti-Warriors. I don't care. Listen, these geriatric guys.
Okay, Barkley. Sean Barkley.
Yeah, I love Barkley. He's my favorite. He was my favorite growing up. Maybe I should be on Golden State because it's early and the age hasn't caught up with him, and he'll be all right here. But Joker's just they're not stopping him. I don't care. Give me the Nuggets. The Nuggets are the Thunder's number one challenge this year in the NBA. Great matchup, but give me Denver. Denver and the Pacers, parlay of your life. I'm only kidding. That's who I like.
Hey, getting there from Sean. Move on over to Jorge.
I actually like NBA a little bit more than college. Back in the day when I could, it's really just because so many schools now, and the NIL's kind of ruined it for me.
Ugh.
There's no chemistry. There's no George Masons that are going to get to the Final Four anymore.
Yeah. Now you got G Leaguers. Now you hear what's going on in college. It's not getting a lot of attention now because we're in football season. But G Leaguers are now going back to college.
How's that possible?
Really?
How do you play?
Yeah, G Leaguers. 2 G Leaguers are going back to the Ignite teams. They're going back to college. And there's even talk that some of these NBA players that are out of the NBA that have college eligibility, they may consider going back to college. Can you believe that? That's crazy.
No, that's totally.
I don't know. I saw Izzo and who else is going against again? A couple guys.
Calipari. Yeah, Calvin Sampson. They're screaming. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Calipari's almost out. I mean, from the last interview, and I interviewed him a couple times when I was doing some high school basketball stuff, and he was in town recruiting at Gorman. He's super cool, but you could tell when you talk to him, he's not politically correct. He's not a media dude. He tells you straight. I mean, that's just how he's back east, dude. That's how he talks. And when he came out and said it, he goes, "Well, I can't help these kids anymore. When I can't help these kids' families and help them with their careers, I'm done." And I think it's almost there. And I think that's where the level it's at. But watch what the NBA do. We got an interesting phenomenon going on. All big players. And they already started to do this a little bit in college. But I'll disagree with you a little bit, Sean. I know you weren't too much of a fan of Durant. But nah, dude, as an offensive player giving him the ball at the end of a game, and will he play 30 minutes? Hell yeah. Is he going to play any defense? Probably not. Maybe a little bit. Is he past price? Probably no. But Houston's got a lot of players. You know what I mean? But it was interesting to watch him actually play point forward. And dude, he's one of the best offensive players ever. He ain't gonna be he's not gonna be a great starter from the as a power forward or gonna be the All-Pro team. But he's gonna make Houston better. The thing we're gonna watch with Oklahoma City now. Look, they're still probably that good. They're not catching anybody off guard, and they're the champs. They're gonna get everyone's A effort. now. So, and the numbers are going to have to eventually reflect that or not. Who knows, right? But I'll tell you what I'm seeing in the NBA now. There's a couple teams last year that had a bunch of hurt players that played all their subs and kind of kept them, and then they put in some new guys, and that's Charlotte and Utah. Dude, Utah's going to end up with a winning record.
Wow. Yeah, that was the surprise of the night.
All the guys they picked up and gave a chance to play last year because they were so hurt, they're all still on the roster. They went 10 deep in that game. And Simba, I got his name wrong. He had a couple of games where he went for 20 last year. He went for 20 off the bench. And then they got the two rookies. Bailey's going to be good. Clayton's going to be good. They got sometimes didn't do much. But not surprised there, dude. Those guys, they put them in the fire last year. And they got whooped a bunch of times. And now they're coming back together with some of their players that were injured. You bring in Kevin Love, who's going to be nothing but a mentor to all these young guys. And the Danny Ainge kid is kind of running the show a little bit, but Danny Ainge is really at the top of the whole thing, running the organization. So I think that they're going to get put that onto them. They're talking about the Clippers. The Clippers put too many new pieces on their team. Their bench is incredible. They're 10 deep.
When you bring the bench is incredible. If it was 2015, bro, look at this. Look at these guys.
No, but you only need 10, 15 minutes from them, man. You only need 10, 15
Bradley
minutes.
Beal.
Chris Paul, Harden,
Beal. Oh, Collins,
Collins.
Beal's something in Utah.
This team makes the Warriors look young.
But one thing, Sean, what you said about the Warriors, it's true. But the young players for the Warriors really stepped up in that first game against the Lakers. I was impressed. On how their youngsters are starting to play. So I haven't really posted anything in the NBA yet. I'm just kind of leaning. You got to have to see first. Powell was a big loss. I know Alex is big on Powell. He was, and he played great for Miami. But Beal, dude, if I have to take a risk on, is Powell going to have another great season, which he's never had before, and a chance to give an all-star back the opportunity to be a starter where he's going to be the primary scorer? I think I'll go with Beal. But Clippers will be fine. They have too good of a head coach. He's won before. Yeah. They got Leonard. They'll be fine.
I am mad I didn't have the Clippers last night. I you know what? I
mean the Jazz or the Clippers?
No, and you can't lay 10 points.
The Jazz. The Jazz.
Any 10 points,
the Clippers historically are always bad out of game. They're always a 500. Yes. They just got to get.
Yes.
And everyone was down on the Jazz. No one's giving them a shot.
I was posting them last year covering spreads.
And then
they were covering like nothing at home. At home, they were a cover machine. Like Portland was excellent at home too last year covering.
Yeah, covering. Right,
dog.
Right.
Dog. We're talking dog talk here.
Yeah. Some wins
there. Anything out on these two games, Jorge? Thunder, Pacers, Nuggets, Warriors.
Again, I'm not posting anything on them just yet. I mean, we did see the Nuggets play a little bit in the Thunder. There's some injuries on there. I like that they brought Brown back for the Nuggets, and the Nuggets had a bunch of young players last year. That's a tough one. I'll probably lean a little bit on the Nuggets. Again, I haven't got all the way to the window with them. I kind of want to watch a week, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, for anyone that's down on Wemby, man, you better go get your head checked because
he's good. He's barely better than Sean Bradley. He's a Sean Bradley clone.
Oh no, come on.
Barkley said that. No, Barkley, that's gonna.
No, he's a Sean Bradley and Durant combined. Because remember when Durant first came in, guys? I watched him out here at the Thomas and Mack when he beat the USA team red and blue. He came back in the second half and beat them, but he couldn't bench press 180 pounds. He had straws for arms. That's how Wemby came in.
180. I don't think he can get up 100 pounds, Wemby.
Yeah, but he's getting some weight on him. He's getting to play, dude. That guy is incredible, man. And they got a good program over there. Castle is a stud. Those rookie of the year.
You're right, Alex. Bradley wasn't pulling up from threes. You know who was? Manute Bol. So there you go. He's a Manute Bol, Sean Bradley guy.
Hey, Bobo's even better.
He's terrible.
Bobo
can shoot threes better than the Manute.
Yeah, poor guy had bad luck in Oregon getting hurt. Remember, he missed a whole season. He was injured, right? And he got drafted. People, what? Bobo? Yeah, he definitely needed that. But there you go. Yeah, I'm going to look here at Indiana. I agree there. Halliburton. You still have Halliburton and Nembhard. And, of course, they're used to playing without Halliburton because Halliburton had his share of injuries, right, where he missed the lineup.
He's always hurt, that guy.
Yeah, he was hurt. That's not just the lost season. You got Nesmith. You got Siakam, as Sean was saying. And, I'm going to look here. You got also, I know exiting free agency was Miles Turner, but I think here Looking at this Pacers team, I'll go with them here. A lot of injuries here in OKC. Their second best player is not playing either due to injury. Caruso, the good defender, he's out. So I'll look at Indiana here. The team with a lot of rest. They haven't played yet, so I'll take them.
That's a revenge too. That's just all. They're all going to be fired up. The arena's going to be fired up. 7-game series. That's their first game. Yeah, I'll take it back because that's a play I'll put outside.
There from Jorge. I'll also look at the Denver Nuggets, a team that hasn't played yet. Cameron Johnson was acquired. I think that's a plus. They lose Porter, they get Cameron Johnson. He's a good 3-point shooter, and I'll look for them in that spot. They do have depth on the bench. They did sign Christian Braun from the Kansas kid. He's turned out to be pretty good there. So Golden State really was aided here. The thing here that got to me is they did give up 55% shooting to the Lakers. They did not play very good 2-point defense. The Lakers couldn't make a three, 25%, and they turned the ball over 19 times. Now, I don't think Denver is going to do that, and I think that puts them. I think the Nuggets will get it done here against the Warriors, and that one in that spot. All right. Injury, of course, always injuries with these big guys, right? Running up and down the court there. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. We really don't have a hockey guy, but I know Sean looks at it. Sean, have you looked at anything in the NHL today?
It's way too big a card. I went actually 2-0 yesterday on the site with hockey. On the site. Way too many games to dive into it 8 o'clock in the morning. I did not do it. Did not do it. Maybe I'll add something later again. There's an awful lot. But I did Devils and the Canadians yesterday. 4-1 somehow I pulled out a miracle.
Wow.
Well, listen, football, I'd be all right. I end up splitting baseball or splitting on the NBA. But yeah, a lot of games like this, I'd rather just put the Pacers out or something as a play. Like a lot of games, I don't pretend that I'm great. We got to go find the hockey guys on the site, people. There's a leaderboard. We have people who talk hockey. Who the people who love hockey and NBA. It's all right. I don't.
I'll tell you what. There's a secret to why baseball recreational bettors and hockey recreational bettors are actually good people to go talk to and ask them who they like. They actually have winning records. Why? Because there's no point spread. It's straight money line. They just go by who's going to win. I know some hockey fanatics here in Vegas that play. Obviously, fans too of the Golden Knights, but they were here playing before. They just, and I pick some of their brains and I try to get, but they're not gamblers. So after a while they get bored or they don't get back to you in a timely manner. But I got to tell you, every time I've tried to find a hockey fanatic, they've had a winning record every single time. So I'm looking for it. I do want to put some plays up. It's popular. It's on TV. So it's something to bet.
It's always to have a winning record though, but are these guys laying 303 with favorites tonight? Are they taking Tampa minus, I got Tampa Bay today. So oh yeah, I'll take it. We'll sit there minus 295.
Like Alex, I know tennis pretty well too, and one thing I don't, and a lot of people say they could bet tennis with all favorites. On our site though, Tony, I can't believe it. They don't put one favorite out there. They're so chicken shit. I mean, I can understand not going over 250 or 200, but up to 200, come on, man. Those are tough games to bet, man. But yeah, no, they got to bet some dogs, man. At the end of the day, you got to be plus units. I don't care what the record is, Sean. I mean, I don't care if they go 2-5 if they hit two big dogs. You know?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I agree.
If someone comes in here today, I mean, just look at some of these hockey spreads today. I tell you to take Tampa Bay, who's minus 325, the Rangers minus 270, Winnipeg's minus 230, and Edmonton's minus 230. I mean, do you really need me to tell you to take 4 teams that are over 2-1 favorites?
Parlay them all, I guess, right?
Yeah. I don't know. So one of them's losing. Who's losing? That's 3-1. That's got 3-1 day written all over it today. Yeah. I'm gonna go opposite and do a round robin with all the dogs in that one. 4-team round robin with all the big money dogs. How about a 3-1 bet?
Plenty of value in that. All you gotta do is hit one.
That's it. It's now time for our Parlay Purple segment where our cappers give it a parlay, team player prop, game of the future. They make the call here. We'll start with Sean.
All right. We're going to do a back to South Alabama, under 54.5. 14-16 minus 460 college football. Had the under Louisiana Tech the other day here. Was that Wednesday, I guess? 3 missed field goals in the game. It went to overtime, and one of them was missed at the end of the second half. Are you kidding me? 2. Actually, they missed 2 at the end of about a minute and 30. Both teams missed a field goal that would have kept me out of overtime there. And then I'm going to grab the Pacers here. Let's go, plus the 7.5. So Pacers plus 7.5. I'm writing it down on my whole thing. I am 0-1. We lost the Lakers the other day. 0-1 in the NBA. So there's that. Pacers and the South Alabama under.
Here we go here from Sean. Move on over to Jorge.
Yeah, that Wednesday was kind of tough. We had no good quarterback information.
Mm-hmm.
Every quarter, the one quarterback we thought was going to start for Western Kentucky
didn't start, right?
Even though I had the money line and I had the unders on those two, and he came out throwing. Baker wasn't hurt. Baker wasn't hurt for anything. That guy came out and had one of his best throwing games. So college is tough, man. But at least we don't see any injuries here. I just think they're two bad offenses. Again, these are all leans. I'm with Sean on Indiana. I think Indiana's a basketball state, man. I've met women from Indiana that know more basketball than people I know in my life. They know basketball their whole life. They're going to be fired up. Definitely plus the points there. Without Halliburton, I don't know if it's a straight up win, but obviously there's pieces missing from both sides. And I'm going to a slight lean. I don't even know if I got to the board yet. I don't even have anything posted up just yet, but I'll go slight lean on the over in college football and a slight lean in the NFL. I just think the two defenses are that bad. There's one offense that can run for 200 yards, and the other one has a quarterback who can sling it around or take off and get the first down. So 1-5 teams, they're 1-5 for a reason because they can't play defense. So there's only one good team in the country that's only got one loss that is horrible at defense, and that's the UNLV Rebels.
Oh, goodness. Or it was warned us.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm a homer, but I have no problems betting against my team or knowing when telling the truth about it. That's for sure.
Well, you sat through a lot of down times there with UNLV football. There's a lot going on there. Yeah, I'm going to, again, go to Saturday here. I'm going to look at Texas and Mississippi State. Find the hook. It's out there. I'll take home dog Mississippi State plus 7.5 Blake Shapen. I don't like what I'm seeing from Texas on the road. Their numbers are horrible. Running and the quarterback play has been absolutely terrible. We saw them needed overtime to beat Kentucky, back-to-back road games. Blake Shapen and company. They got the cover there against in their last game. So I'll take Mississippi State here to do it here, cover the 7.5 here against Texas.
Well, don't they wish they'd have gave Ewer his NIL money, huh?
I know, right? Ewers. He didn't even get. He's not even on. Oh, I think he's a practice squad player, right? That's what he ended up, right? Ewers.
No, he'll get a shot. He'll
get a shot in there. Yeah, I forgot to mention in the NBA segment, Norman Powell right now with Miami, who covers the first game, Miami. That Norman Powell, 3-point shooter over there, covered against Orlando. That was a big line. Again, if I made a premium, that would have been it. But I was worried about Tyler Hero not being in the game. That was the reason that kept me off. But I know you keep an eye on the Heat.
Look for their center to break out this year. Where from Utah? Or I think it's Utah State, maybe.
Yeah, he was hurt. I think yesterday. I don't think he played.
Well, I think you went off during preseason.
Yeah,
2010s all over the place, and you put him next to Adebayo.
What do you think of that 76ers rookie that went off?
He's awesome. He's incredible. I'm shocked. And someone did a write up that the best performance was by Harper's kid. And I was like, what are they talking about? Indiana? Oh, Delaware. Oh, okay. Yeah, he went to Indiana. Okay, thanks. I was wondering where he came from, and I knew there was one at Utah State. But yeah, no, that kid's awesome. He's built like a monster already. I mean, he came in with like a 6-year NBA professional body. To play in the league. So he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Philadelphia, he makes them a contender right off the bat, and they're still missing some pieces. So they're going to be, if they can maintain the health of their current players, they're going to be tough.
Yep, going to be tough there. Of course, didn't even play. McCain didn't even play, and George didn't play. Maybe it could take minutes away from George.
Right. Well, actually, his conditioning is the only thing that stopped him from being in the game. They actually said he's moving around really well, but he'll be in there. If he's out in this next game, he'll be in next week.
Yep. There you go. There, we got you through that. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks here. We are ready to see what we got going on. Head into a big week of action. NBA back on the board. World Series. World Series starts here tomorrow, right? Or it's been a long break here for the Blue Jays. Usually if you go 7, they put you right back on the field with just 1 day off, but nope, 3 days off here. So World Series action beginning again tomorrow. See what Sean has for sale over at Tony's Picks, heading to a big weekend of action. Of course, Sean, unit leader over at Tony's Picks, so 5,367 units of profit. That's all based on a $100 unit wager size. Sean, what you got for sale?
I'm just looking at, so Billups is being charged with wire fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering.
Who is?
Billups?
Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, well, it's high-stake poker games.
Maybe,
If he's running them and distributing money, yeah, he's in trouble.
So I got
taking
a
a break.
little I got a little World Series action for you. Friday college football up, a little Saturday morning 3-pack already up here. So there's that. You got some write-ups done. Enjoy. There you go. What's there to say? You see, having a good run. 4-1 yesterday. Nice week, nice month, nice year. Keep it going. Again, listen, I'm not. Pair me with somebody else. Pair me with a hockey guy if you want, because I'm not gonna have a lot of hockey. Yesterday 2-0. I should just end it, right? I got greedy with my WNBA. I could have been undefeated in WNBA.
Got greedy.
I got greedy. Dumb, but I don't know. Every day, it's a new day. Go ahead. I'm done. I got nothing to say here. You see the numbers. We're winning. That's great, but one day at a time.
Documented winning from Sean Higgs. Green across the screen. You see the year results, 30 days, 7 days. Yesterday, big day. You can see all the major sports. Green across the screen as well. So get on board with Sean over at Tony's Picks. Remember, the one-day passes are profit guaranteed. Listen to profit amount purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. You get on board with Sean, or you may consider the long-term pass. Get that 1 month all sports pass from Sean. A lot of sports right now. World Series. We also have NFL, college football, NBA, and of course, college basketball less than 2 weeks away. So get on board with Sean over at Tony's Picks. Promo code TonyT at checkout will save you that 15% off. Match them up with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. All right, Jorge, what you got for sale today?
Man, Sean's doing incredible. I'm going to hype him up a little bit better than he hyped up himself. He's a number one spot. He puts out a boatload of games. And of all the years that I've been around, no one could put out that many games and have a winning record. And he stayed there. I mean, he's been up at that level. He puts out a bunch of work. And he puts up a bunch of rights out with him. And he's been around a long time. So kudos to Sean. It's for players that love a bunch of plays and they want to do some parlays and all that. Definitely jump on them. I don't have anything up just now, Tony. I mean, it's kind of a super weekday. I saw it was just 2 yes, so I jumped on. But I'm going to get some games up here in a little bit. Obviously, we already talked about what we like today and the cards coming up. But I've been down a little bit, but I've had some bad beats, man. I think I've been hooked on 4-5 totals in between NFL and college far this year. So it's been some bad beats coming down to the end. But that's okay. All I can do is I'm always going to be in at the end of the game. My write-ups usually will describe what the style of play that's going to come from each team, and definitely going to get myself back on a hot streak. I've ended since I came back out of retirement, Tony. The last 2 years, I've ended in the top 5 in college and football, both of them over the 2 years. So I expect to at least get back with one of them and working hard to get back there with both.
Yeah, you guys see a lot to go in college football. Second half of the season, of course, we got the Bulls in the playoffs. Get on board with Jorge or at Tony's Picks. Long-term subscription is the way to go, especially now with all the sports overlapping. You may consider that 7-day pass because there's a lot of baseball. You got a lot of NBA. You got a lot of NFL, college football. And get on board with Jorge over at Tony's Picks. Promo code TonyT at checkout will knock off that 15% off matchup. Jorge with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. All right, I got a best bet on the board right now. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks and use the promo code TonyT again. Save you that 15% off. All right, guys, with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. each time. It is the 26 Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We always greatly appreciate that. We got a great YouTube channel with lots of great content over there, guys. So check it out over on the YouTube. Right now, you're going to find one of the compilation videos up there, as well as 2-3 Zone has returned NBA style. So that's up on the board right now. Today, we got Rod, Ron, and we also have Justin in there, Stacks. So we got that covered for you there as well. NFL, NBA, college football coverage as well. Chris will come back tomorrow with his home run hit list as the World Series begins on Friday after that long wait. We got Ramon in there with his NFL picks. Hockey today covered with Ramon as well. So a lot of great content up there. You fight picks and more shorts up there. Brian Biller with the shorts. So check us out over there on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel with a lot of great content. Hit the live tab for a replay of all of our live shows. Of course, you can watch this show live. Our Prince of Darkness, Ramon, 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. Him and DeAndre Stevenson on that live Night Move show. So check it out. A complete rundown of all the games. Great for you guys on the East Coast. If you need something in the morning, watch the replay of Night Move because you get a complete game rundown from Ramon and DeAndre. Check that out. Rod joins us here at 5 Eastern time with the happy hour. Of course, Ron Crawford, Brian with him. We see some of our morning cappers in there as well. So lots of great content over on the YouTube. So check it out over at Tony Speaks YouTube channel. Of course, Sean got you here in the mornings, and we sometimes see on some of the chats as well.
Yeah, afternoon chats. Especially with the World Series, I got to come in more. I like hanging out with Rod and them. So I gotta jump in afternoon stuff more. Maybe I will with basketball. I could come in and badmouth the NBA, make fun of guys about sitting out and stuff like that. So who knows? I'm gonna come in and have outlandish takes and make everybody laugh and bring a little humor and nonsense.
You mean Levitch has sciatica?
Well, come on. We know he's got some kind of cyst on his ass from taking steroids. So come on.
Well, his feelings are hurt because Luca's number one now. That's what all that is. She's pouting. She'll be okay.
That's right. We all right, of course. So hey, we see here. We can catch us here on some of the morning shows as well.
Yeah, no, and I'll start covering on more for basketball. I do like basketball a lot more, and my time's deviated up a little bit different than it was in the past. So definitely going to be coming off for some basketball stuff. Went to my first electronic blue book. For all you guys out there, if you want to know what the best
blue ribbon
best way to study college basketball before it starts is go get the blue ribbon college book, man. I think it's $17 digital, but a lot of great information there for college basketball. And kind of hard to go back on trends with college basketball, man. These guys switch up so much. What trends we want to use for data is no good. So definitely look at, to find some teams that we'll see how they play coming out of the gate and get some find some value with some dogs. Yeah,
we've been telling that, Sean, the blue ribbon for college basketball. Start early. We're about 10 days away from college basketball starting.
Yep.
I know. I don't know. I had a good year last year in college hoops. I don't know how I got to duplicate that. It's going to be very difficult.
One day at a time.
Tough to duplicate crazy years, when you're like 57, 58%. Some crazy number like that with like 600-700 games.
High volume.
You almost want to take a step back a little bit, be like, and not fire crazily, Really, that's just every year's different. I don't know how the year's going to go.
Look, I know Fezzik out here in Vegas. He won the Hilton back-to-back. And the first comment, they're trying to say, that he think he had the system down again. First comment out of his mouth, I love Fezzik. He's like, I'll never win it again. Too many people are in it now. He goes, I have absolutely no shot. These 2 years mean absolutely nothing. That's exactly
Yeah, I mean, what the people are starting to realize, focus on the week-to-week season. You get caught up in that survivor pool. It's like the World Series of Poker now, right? The odds to win it.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough, man. Yeah.
It's a rough one. All right. They'll do it for the show. We're back again tomorrow live at 9:30 a.m. Each time. Rod shows up here at 5 Eastern with a happy hour. Then the Prince of Darkness, Ramon, 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. Him and DeAndre Stevenson there. Vacation Capper will be there with Ramon. All right. Any closing thoughts for anyone before we close it out?
That's it. Enjoy the day.
Enjoy the day. Making a win-win. We'll wait. Goodbye, guys. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Speaks Morning Show.
Morning day.